The Arctic, a frozen frontier at the top of our world. Most people imagine it as endless snow and polar bears, but the truth is far stranger. This icy wilderness hides secrets that could change how you see our planet forever. So today we're diving into the mind-blowing facts about the Arctic that you've probably never heard before. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. Unlike Antarctica, which sits on a massive continent, the Arctic has no solid land under it. What you're standing on is actually sea ice, floating on the Arctic Ocean. This means the very ground beneath your feet is always shifting and changing with the seasons. Imagine building a house on an ocean that never stops moving. That's the Arctic, and believe it or not, the Arctic can get hot. During the summer months, temperatures in some parts climb as high as 30 degrees Celsius, or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Entire fields of wildflowers bloom, and rivers of meltwater carve through the ice. For explorers in the 1800s, this was one of the most shocking discoveries. They expected endless blizzards, not warm sun and buzzing mosquitoes at the top of the world. The Arctic also bends the rules of time. For months in summer, the sun never sets. It's called the legendary midnight sun. You could eat breakfast at 2 a.m. in full daylight. But when winter comes, the opposite happens. The polar night cloaks the Arctic in darkness for months. People living here must adjust their entire lives. Children walk to school under starlight at noon. Imagine living where sunrise is a rumor for half the year. And here's a myth pop culture created. Polar bears fighting penguins. Sounds cool, but it's impossible. Polar bears are found only in the Arctic, while penguins live far to the south, especially in Antarctica. They'll never meet in the wild. In fact, if penguins did live up north, they wouldn't last long. A single polar bear can eat dozens of birds in one season. Hidden deep inside a mountain on a remote Arctic island lies one of the most important buildings on Earth, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. It stores over 1 million samples of seeds from nearly every crop humanity grows. Think of it as a backup hard drive for human civilization. When war broke out in Syria, scientists actually withdrew seeds from the vault to replant crops in the Middle East. It's designed to survive earthquakes, nuclear blasts, and even rising seas. If disaster strikes, the Arctic may be the place where humanity starts again. And while the surface looks barren, under the Arctic ice lies a hidden kingdom. Scientists have discovered fish, crabs, and microscopic creatures thriving in total darkness, where temperatures hover just above freezing. In 2019, researchers found an entire reef system of sponges, some over 300 years old, living beneath the ice. These ecosystems are so alien, they look more like science fiction than reality. But the Arctic isn't just mystery, it's money. Experts estimate that 22% of the world's undiscovered oil and natural gas lies beneath this frozen ocean. That's why countries like Russia, the US, and Canada are racing to stake claims. Icebreakers patrol the seas, flags are planted on the seafloor, and military bases are being built. The Arctic is fast becoming a global hotspot, not just for science, but for power. But here's the chilling truth. The Arctic is vanishing before our eyes. In just the last 40 years, sea ice has shrunk by more than 40%. In 2020, scientists recorded the second lowest ice cover in history. Why does this matter? Because the Arctic is Earth's cooling system. The less ice we have, the more heat the planet absorbs, accelerating climate change everywhere. What melts in the Arctic won't stay in the Arctic. And then there's the Arctic's most breathtaking gift, the aurora borealis. For centuries, people believed the glowing skies were spirits of the dead, or messages from the gods. Today, we know it's caused by charged particles from the sun, crashing into Earth's magnetic field. But even with the science, the magic remains. If you've ever stood under the green and purple waves of the northern lights, it feels like the universe itself is alive. And finally, the ultimate survivor, the Arctic fox. This small predator can live through brutal cold that drops to -70 degrees Celsius or -94 Fahrenheit. Its fur is so insulating that it doesn't even shiver. During the darkest months, it hunts lemmings under the snow, listening for tiny movements. For thousands of years, the Arctic fox has endured, and while almost everything else struggles, the Arctic fox thrives. A master of survival in a frozen world, the Arctic is more than ice and snow. It's a world of extremes, of secrets, of beauty and danger. From vaults that guard humanity's future to skies painted with cosmic fire, the Arctic is a reminder that Earth still holds wonders we can barely comprehend. So, what shocked you the most about the Arctic? Tell me in the comments. And if you love uncovering the hidden truths of our world, make sure to hit subscribe and join me for the next journey into the unbelievable.